Okay, so there was a couple things we were talking about. In order to play, we're going to work again on watching your thumb. When you practice, I want you to look down at that left thumb. It was doing really, really, really well before, and it's kind of trying to start wanting to point back forward again here, and it just really weakens your hands. And so here you got, this is pointed 40, thumb is kind of pointed 45 degrees or parallel in the opposite direction as your fingers are. See, these fingernails are all 45 degrees this way. Let's see, everything's a mirror image here. This way. My thumb is pointed, and it's kind of pointed this way. Right?
I still don't have my thumb pointed exactly the way you do. I'm trying, but it doesn't look.
So, yeah, my thumb is, so I think you got it kind of right thing. Now, you don't need to close this off here either, like this. See that? I closed that. I don't want to have it so there's no space. I don't know how to show this. Between my thumb and the neck. I want a space. I want to show air here somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there's space between. So it's in the V. It's in the V of the fork here. Let's see if I can do this here. Maybe I can do this. So it's in the V. There it goes. So it's in the V. Everything's mirror image in this. So it's in, but it's not all the way up.
Okay.
It's not all the way up here. So it's, you know, somewhere in here. Somewhere resting on maybe this knuckle there. And
in other words, you're not holding onto the mandolin with that.
no, it's in the fork. It's like a fork between my thumb and my forefinger. It's like this, and then I'm going to go ka-chink. And if you look at the beginning of your book, they kind of do show you. If you want to look at the beginning of your mandolin book, you'll see that. So I want to work on the back of the thumb pointing backwards, and some space in between there. It's almost like the mandolin really, if you look at my deal here, it's almost like it's resting on the bottom knuckle of my finger.
That, to me, it looks like it's really resting there.
But see, this is, they purposely show this hole here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, yeah, and it's pretty good. So there's the contact point there, right? Which is, yeah, kind of underneath, right at that, underneath that knuckle of the thumb. So, you know. So let's say this. This is an easy way to do it. Just off this, all the way on. Just back that up a little bit. Okay? Just back it up so that you'd be able to put at least a little stick through that between your thumb and your index finger underneath your neck. So if you do this all the way up here, you can't get anything through there, right?
Right.
So we'll just back it up a little. All right? So that's one thing to think about. Then we want to work on a little bit more legato, and also with our strings open, we can do this even as a open string exercise for that. What do we do with a drunken sailor? Down, down, up, down. So the measure is like this: 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. That's how you were showing it to me. But what I want you to do is do that measure over and over and over again till this pick, just like we had this pick before for Takes a Worried Man in some of our previous songs, was this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. Just like that was our pick. Now our pick is going to be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And we want to do it fast enough so we get that feeling. Dun, 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 dun. Then we go to the left hand and put it on, and we have the second fret, second string, and it sounds like this. And those notes are sounding a little bit like this. A little bit short. So see if we can connect them a little bit more, connect the notes a little bit more without the big spaces in between. And then open A string, open D, 4th fret, open A, then back to that. And don't release your pressure on this first finger or it'll sound like this. And we want want the note sustaining, and we just keep picking it, even though it's ringing. Alright, and then we want, I just thought of another exercise for this too, but I'll hit that with another video because this is already 5 minutes. And then what we did was we looked at boiled cabbage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this has the second string 4th fret with the old pick of down, down, up, down, down, and then the 5th fret. Now, you know, we were talking about that's kind of boring, right?
It's alright.
But else, again, we don't want to release the pressure on the left hand or it'll sound like this. No notes will stop, so what I want is I want those notes to ring. Another thing you want to be careful of, I've noticed it sometimes now you're muting with your right hand, which is a technique that we actually go for at certain points, but right now we want clean tone. So sometimes you'll hear. So I'm muting on purpose there,
Yeah,
but we don't want to be doing
that.
No. Okay? Alright, then we want to do the double stop and what we talked about. So now when we play with the second finger, when we play the second string at the 4th fret, if we play it right in the middle, we're going to probably run into that first string if we try to play them. I'm still getting one of them going, but if I don't, if I nub them, I'm not getting this first string out. So I want to overplay this finger, and you're going to have to keep that last knuckle, the final knuckle there of the second finger, bent a little bit so that you can keep it off that first string and overplay up away from the first string. Right? Away from the first string so they can get. So where I play here, if I try to play the 3rd string, you'll hear this. I'm nubbing out the 3rd string. But it doesn't matter because it's not part of what I'm picking with my right hand. This is 2nd string. There, 2nd string, yeah. And so we want to have both. You're getting it a little bit. That sounds pretty good, yeah? But you're still overplaying almost towards the 1st string instead of towards the 3rd string. You have to play it more. There you go. Now, so what's nubbing out? Is it the left hand or the right hand? Try it. Oh, it was the right hand. There you go. Make sure you're not nubbing out that 1st string with your right hand. You know, like that. By moving the right hand back onto the bridge. And make sure that you're not, the flesh of your hand isn't kind of mushing down. What are you trying to say, Scott? Mushing down to the, yeah. Alright? And this is what we want. And I'm overplaying my left hand is playing way up, overplaying this direction. So stay away from that 1st string. That's the 1st stanza. Then here's the 2nd stanza. And I think it's a little more fun to play that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds, you know, the double stop sounds a little more interesting.
A little more